Hey guys, Ben with Income Option Trading here on December 20th, 2024, quad witching the final Friday before Christmas here. That was a crazy day. We were down 60 this morning before market open, and then right before lunchtime here, Central Standard Time, we were up about 100, I think over 100. Yeah, quite a bit over 100. And then the afternoon, a slow grind down. Didn't trade a whole lot today. Just had my normal Iron Condor open in the morning because VIX was up overnight, and then a couple put spreads here early on in the day as we grinded higher. So if we go here, was up 590 today. So good way to end the week, go into the weekend here after a tougher week. So going back to the chart, like I said, opened up right away, right after market open, went sideways for a little bit, and then just the rip higher. I think my short call was at 59.40, so we actually closed below that, which is surprising. But it might have been 59.30. It was 59.30 actually, and we closed 85 cents above that, so it would have been slightly in the money, but 59.30. I got stopped out just before 9:30 on a big up candle, and then I opened up a short put spread here a couple minutes later with the short put at 58.35. That was obviously never even close to being tested. And then about an hour later at about 10:30, I put on another short put spread with 58.70 being the short put. And again, that one wasn't tested. I had the stop. I had a resting stop limit order on the spread on that one. I just looked at what the at the money value was, and I used that as my stop. So a little bit different today, but I just wanted to put something on. Close it as a spread. I know when I spoke about Wednesday, when I, in hindsight, should have just closed the short. Most days when you don't get these massive volatility spikes, the long put isn't worth a whole lot. But when vol is expanded like it is now, the put spreads trade pretty cheap because the skew goes out so much further on the put side. So even though if you go $50 wide on these put spreads, your credit is quite a bit less than if you had low volatility, because that put that's 50 points away is worth so much more value. So the spread is less. So I just close out the spread. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room as well. But the downfall is if the market continues to go one way, then obviously having the long would have been beneficial. So not a whole lot else to talk about. If you look at the ES, we were over 2 million contracts traded, which is pretty high, but makes sense with this giant move. Plus, with quad witching, the December options or December futures expired this morning at 8:30 Central, so those are no longer on the table. There's a lot of funds had some cash that they could put on for the market, which may be why we had an up move. Most quad witching days are bullish, so it's greater than 50%, but it might not be statistically relevant. But part of that is just having the extra cash for the funds to invest. So that's what I got. Next week, holiday week, half day on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, no market on Wednesday. Don't know how much I'll be trading next week. I'll probably take it easy. I might fund my other account. I might do the video on T-bills coming up. Probably do a video next week on what I'm going to be looking at from a portfolio strategy standpoint. Go over that, how it ties in with T-bills, and what my expectations are for 2025. So probably will trade quite a bit lighter this final week. Just especially after this past week being a losing week. I just start fresh in 2025 and get going from there. So I think that's what the plan is for next week. I haven't looked at any news for next week. If there's anything out, I would doubt there would be anything on the holiday week, but usually I tweet out the weekly events that might impact the market from a 0DTE standpoint. This morning there was the PCE at 7:30, so you can see, well, it looks like a small blip here, but it was a decent size. It went from negative 60 to plus 30-ish. I think it was like a 30 or 40 point up move, which at the time was pretty big, but when you follow it by 150 points after, it's doesn't seem as big. But those numbers came out. I think if I saw it correctly, inflation might not be quite as bad as what the Fed made it seem like. I think it's like 2.4% instead of 2.5%. So woohoo, inflation is still is better than what they expected, but it's still above what their long-term rate or expected rate is at 2%. So inflation's still there, but not as bad. So apparently the market said that's amazing. They're going to have more rate cuts next week or next year. So that's what the media is saying. I don't know. We'll see. Next week, I don't think there'll be a lot of trading volume. I think it might be a little bit trendy one way or the other. Don't know if it'll be up or down. Maybe it's going to be up. Beginning, my prediction would be up at the beginning of the week and down the latter half of the week, but I don't know anything. I like to trade more neutral and follow some more mechanical parameters. So take it for what you will. All this not trading advice. Nothing that I do is trading advice. Trading is risky, so make sure you're doing your own due diligence. And my full disclaimers on my website if you're interested. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, you can always email me at IncomeOptionsTrading@gmail.com. Otherwise, everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.